There's nothing else in the world like this here. There's nothing left like this, to where a person could come out here and purchase something and take it home and make it a showpiece. When you come here, and I've had many, many friends come here, and I brought them here and say, Connie would say, well, bring them on. If they're your friends, you can come. So I bring them and I show them, and the instant they get here, it always happens the same way. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And everyone does it that comes, everyone. No one misses that part. We have the privilege here, there's very few ME-109s left in the world. We have 6 here, and they were all in the movie Battle of Britain. The 2-seat, dual-control 109 is the only one that can fly, that's flying right now, would be flying if we put it back together. But it would be the only one that's flyable in the world. The other part of history is Adolf Galland flew this thing in the movie Battle of Britain. He was flying it, and the British ace flew it. The German ace and the British ace flying the same airplane together. I mean, it has that to me, that's a value. The love of flying, if you're a pilot and you love airplanes, this is what you really want to look for. This stuff can go anywhere in the world. It has that much of a history, and that it means that much to many, many Warbird people. Keep it flying. Like the old Warbird things, keep the Warbirds flying, and these are masterpieces, and we want to me, that's the value part. Not sitting in a museum somewhere just drawing dust and being a collector's item. I'd rather see them flying.
Well, I'm not a collector. I mean, I think they've collected me. It's not a museum, it's not a collection, and and so if someone wants to go and see old airplanes, go over to the Commemorative Air Force or whatever, if they've still got any. Right. Well, I ended up with the with all this big bunch of Messerschmitts from the Battle of Britain movie, and how I ended up with that many Messerschmitts I brought back is they owed me a bunch of money at the end of the movie, and they was going to give me an IOU, and you don't want to take an IOU from any movies. I've never been in one that, by gosh, everybody didn't get stung. I just told them that I'll take airplanes. So I ended up with, I think it's 16 Messerschmitts, and I traded 2 of them for this Spitfire, which this is the one I flew during the Battle of Britain and got shot down 72 times in this plane for actual takes. I shot down 128 times a Messerschmitt. Only the Brits would keep count. I didn't have the foggiest idea, but I did it for dang near a year. And so I ended up with packing them up and shipping them back, and that's how I ended up with all of these. And having not been an amateur when I went there, I'd already had many, many hours in P-51s, the Hellcat, the Bearcat, SBD. I've flown them all. And so I'm pretty good authority on what a plane will do. It's a good example of P-51. Boy, at War Emergency, you've got about, if you're lucky, 3,200 foot a minute rate of climb. Spitfire, this is Mark 9 right here, it's lucky to get 4,000 foot a minute. Now this 109 over here with a derated engine will climb 5,800 foot a minute. The only thing P-51 will do that a Messerschmitt won't, it will go a lot further and it can catch you in a dive. But it's not going to shoot you down because it can't turn. Boy, you get 300 miles an hour in a P-51 and you're almost locked in there with because your ailerons are so heavy. And the Spitfire is one heck of a lot worse. Given the same pilot, same experience in a Spitfire or a P-51, the Messerschmitt is head and shoulders over it. I turned 80 this month, and I'm still in great health, and I still enjoy flying. But at 80 years old, I lost my son tragically last year, and he was an absolute superb aviator. Everyone knew him. His name was Tex Edwards, and he was, of all things, killed in a highway accident, and he was probably one of the most qualified pilots in the U.S., maybe the world. And he was 41. And so consequently, I've got a 6.5-year-old grandson and almost a 2-year-old granddaughter, and so consequently, there's nobody else around here to, for all this stuff to go to. So yeah, but someone don't need to come down here and think they're going to get a bargain. That's what I'm saying. I don't need these bargain hunters. But I've enjoyed my flying life. I've busted a few of them, and I got my RAF wings for belly land a burning Spitfire out near Bedford, England, during the Battle of Britain movie. But all I can say is that I've probably lived more lives than anybody I know, and with exception of a few times, I have survived.